let's talk animation options in Smack Studio. So you really have two main options. You have the animation rig, and then you have animation kind of frame by frame through sprites. And I'll talk about the advantages of each, why you might use one over the other, and how they can actually work together as well. So of course, something that makes Smack Studio different from other pixel art based fighting games or sprite based fighting games or really any kind of game is this option to rotate in 3D space. And it's not really 3D, it's not actually a 3D model, but of course you can rotate it as if it is, and that's very helpful for making quick animations and quick adjustments to animations as well. So that's really a fantastic option. And then you also have the kind of sprite import option, which we'll just talk about in a second, but let's talk about the advantages first of the rig, right? So once you have an animation like this, this idle one, for example, you can make changes like have him lean forward more. Let's move him down a little bit like that. And already that has changed, 7 frames of animation instantly by making that one adjustment. And you can, rotate it any way you'd like, and it will just automatically change to fit that new adjustment that you made. So it's very convenient. The other advantage of rigs are if you go in, let's say you go into your sprite and you say, you know what, I want this character not to have red eyebrows, but I want this guy to have blue eyelashes, or eyebrows, I guess. So I'll select the blue color and I'll go in and I'll change his eyebrow color. Okay, now he's got blue eyebrows, so we'll hit accept. And lo and behold, in every animation that he has blue eyebrows. So if I go to his dash animation, he has blue eyebrows. If I go to the walk animation, he's got blue eyebrows. Fantastic. Otherwise, I would have had to go through and frame by frame change every single, single animation, and that would have taken forever. But this way it was instant. So I'm going to actually undo that. So now we're back to the way that he was. So those are the advantages of the rig, but it doesn't actually stop there. But we'll talk about that at the very end on the advantages of using a rig. Let's go now to the frame-by-frame animation. An advantage with frame-by-frame animation, let's use this side A, for example. So here's a side attack, right, where he's kicking like this. If you have an existing sprite sheet, that will be very helpful for Smack Studio because you can actually import those sprites. And you can see here, one disadvantage of the rig is sometimes it leaves these kind of stray pixels. You can see here the 2 pixels here that seem kind of out of place. So what you can do is you can actually import a custom sprite sheet that you made. So like here's one that has this kick animation, and for the purposes of this video, I've already imported those. So let's turn on the fire and also the sprite. So now you can see a much more polished looking example compared to the rig. So the rig's great for a quick and dirty solution, and sometimes it looks good enough to just use on its own, but sometimes you really want to get the right amount of polish, and a lot of pixel artists will relate to this, where you want something looking just right, whether it's it's a smear or it's just something that really accentuate something in a very clean way. That is an advantage that you can do there. But that is not it. There's another example I want to show you. Let's use this as side strong as an example. What you can actually do is you can do the best of both worlds. You can start with a rig like this, or I should say a rig like this. So here's the original animation, right, that we did from the rig. And then what you can do is you can click bake, and that's going to create a brand new layer. Actually, let's redo that. Let's select all the animation that we want to bake, and then let's select the bake option. And once you click that, it's going to generate all of the animations as a sprite layer. And what you can do here is you can export this and do a sprite sheet. Then you can go in and make individual edits and adjustments and really polish it up. So you can take something from looking like this to looking like this. So here we have some smears as an example. You can see that he's blinking. And check it out, now it looks a lot cleaner, and you have that flexibility. So whether you're creating a brand new pixel art character from scratch, or you have an assortment of existing sprite sheets to use, really leveraging both the rig and the frame-by-frame options are a good idea.